Ravena and Salva. Ravena goes up and the lead all of a sudden switches with 9 seconds. Teng with a pump fake. Teng gets it to go! How big is the rookie? Buenafe for three! Over Jeron Teng! Is there anything else that would surprise you about an Ateneo LaSalle matchup? It's a Super Saturday here at the arena, the Filoil Flying V Arena in San Juan City. It is ABS-CBN Sports exclusive coverage of the premier summer basketball league in the country. This is the 2012 Filoil Flying V preseason Haynes Cup. You're looking at the defending champions, the Ateneo de Manila University. They're going to end the first, end the elimination round, going up against their bitter rivals, De La Salle University Green Archers. A cool 30 degrees, 29 degrees actually, outside the Filoil Arena. And we're happy to have you with us for ABS-CBN Sports. Greeting you, Boom Gonzalez, TJ Manotok will be joined by our courtside reporters later on. But the last time we were here, TJ, was the first day of the elimination round of this wonderful tournament. And now we are at the last game of the tournament. What has happened since? So many things have happened.
A lot of things have happened. Later on, we'll show you what teams have already qualified for our knockout stages, wherein we're going to have 4 quarterfinals matchups leading into the Final Four and then leading into the championship game. This game does have some bearing for LaSalle, not for Ateneo. Win or lose, Ateneo's already settled at second spot in the Group A division, but in Group A, for third or fourth, that's where LaSalle could fall, and they're still going to make the next round, win or lose, but it'll matter who they're going to play in the next round, so we'll talk about that a little later on.
Okay.
Point guard number 5, Lammy Chongson, and the off guard number 15, Kiefer Ravena. Head coach of the Blue Eagles, Norman Black. And now the starting 5 for the De La Salle Green Archers. The off guard number 5, Ona Campos. Point guard number 12, L.A. Revilla. At center number 6, Norbert Torres. Power forward number 20, Tayshawn Andrada. And at forward number 24, Jeron Teng. Head coach of the Green Archers, G. Abanilla. The officials for this ball game are Dulfo Bermeo, Glenn Cornelio, and Ricardo.
Starters on your screens for Ateneo versus LaSalle. Ateneo already in there, already number 2 in their group. Now, because of what happened earlier this morning, TJ, LaSalle is already in the quarterfinals, but where are they going to be, with a win or with a loss?
Exactly. Well,
even in the juniors division
as well.
Now, in the meantime, Ateneo is at 6-1. The lone loss that they have is against the undefeated Sun Beta Red Lions, who are at 8-0. And here we go, Ateneo versus LaSalle. First time for Jeron Teng. That's what he was tweeting yesterday, that he was excited to play against Ateneo for the very first time. Very obvious in the starting lineup of Coach Norman Black, of course, is the absence of Gregory Slaughter, the big man in the middle, who is averaging close to 16 points and close to 11 rebounds a game. We'll get an injury update later on with when we get to our courtside reporters. But how big is that, literally and figuratively?
Well, you just saw the layup by Ona Campos. To begin with, we know that kid has no fear in terms of driving down the lane and taking those shots inside the paint. But I would not be surprised if Coach Giovanni makes that a directive. They only have one legitimate shot blocker on the lineup. That's JP Aram. If he gets into foul trouble, Ateneo's interior defense is in trouble without Greg Slaughter in uniform today.
JP Aram averaging a little over 8 minutes a ball game, only 2 points. But we've seen him play big games in the UAP last year. Well, let's see how they're going to step up without the big man, who, by the way, Ateneo just got back from the States, from their training camp in the U.S. As Kiefer Ravena elevates for the jump shot, nothing there. We're tied at 2-all with 8:36 to play. All right, let's get to our third member of our broadcast team to talk about injuries and many more from the comebacking Ateneo team from their U.S. camp. Jazz Reyes, go ahead.
Thanks, Boom. Now, Summer Games against LaSalle has not been in Ateneo's favor in a long time, as Coach Norman Black did tell me that, you know what, Jazz, I forgot it the last time we won a game against LaSalle. Now, in addition to that, Greg Slaughter will not be in the game today as he's taking a backseat, recovering from his injury of a sprain that he got over here during practice. Now, even though the odds are against Ateneo today, I think Coach Norman Black wants to remember that feel of a victory, as he was very serious and specific in reminding the boys to be attentive in the first quarter to adjust to new possible plays that Saul might throw at them. Now, during the dugout, a lot of the reminders were focused on the bigs to tell them to step up in the absence of Greg. Expect a very aggressive team in the first quarter, as Coach Norman Black emphasized for the boys to put pressure, as well as for them to not only match but surpass the usual energy of the Saul. Back to you, Boo.
Thank you, Jazz. Good to see you again. And just to equate that into numbers, almost 27 minutes, and as I said earlier, almost 16 points and almost 11 rebounds a game here in the Filoil Flying V preseason Haynes Cup.
And those are things you see on the stat sheet. What you don't see as well, he contributes taking up the space,
Intimidation.
being an intimidating factor as well. And of course, you know, attracting the double team and starting that ball rotation that frees up his teammates for open shots and open drives.
There are some injury concerns also from the other side, the guys in green, and we'll talk more about that. At 7:38 to play, we are still tied at 2. The 4-3 LaSalle and the 6-1 Ateneo. A bad shot by Campos, who seemed to have rolled his ankle when he came down, as Yutian Andrada was able to stick back the follow-up. We have a situation over here. 4-2 is the score. And we go to Tiff Atendido. Speaking of injuries, Tiff, go ahead and update us, please.
Thanks, Boom. Coming into a game like this, full of history and rooted on a rivalry, I asked Coach G what it feels like and how important it is to win this game. He said, of course you want to win, but he emphasized it's just a pre-season game. Our ultimate goal is just to lay a strong foundation for the team. He says that we want to be known as the most hard-working team. With veteran Luigi De La Paz out due to his shoulder injury and promising rookie Mac Mactalia's suspension, Coach said adjusting wouldn't be that hard. Again, emphasizing it's just a pre-season game. It's just a matter of others stepping up and impressing him. The rivalry has Coach and the boys excited, especially for Coach, who's coaching his first Ateneo LaSalle game. But the Archers were reminded to brush off the hype so as not to throw off their game. Discipline, hard work, and focus is the key for this ball game. 90% effort, 10% technique. The Archers know what to do and who to guard. It's all a matter of execution. Lastly, senior Josh Webb prepped up his teammates pre-game and left them with a challenge. Ako, gagawin ko lahat for this game. Sana kayo din. Boom and TJ.
Thank you very much, Tiff Atendido, and I'm sure she'll update us to what happened to Orlan Campos right now, because he was carried into the locker room. Seemed to have landed on a foot after that jump shot. But first, we are tied at 4-all after Nico Salva attempting a teardrop earlier on. Yuten Andrada off the glass, nothing there. Rebounding's going to be key, especially with Greg Slaughter not there, and the improvement of Norbert Torres in this season with the help of assistant coach June Limpot. You hear he's been working on him an hour before the game and after the game, or before practices and after practices, which is a great thing. Also a great sign to see L.A. Revilla playing and stroking that jump shot.
This is only his 4th game. Boom.
Correct.
In this tournament, he skipped 3 other games due to injury.
There are talks about a foot injury for L.A. Revilla that has sidelined him. There were even rumors going around that he will be out for the season, but we'll get the official word later on with Tiff Atendido. In the meantime, L.A. 2-on-3, side steps. He gets the ball back. His foot looks good in that sequence at least. And right now it's an 8-4 score. De La Salle Green Archers in the lead with under 6 minutes remaining. Back in a moment. We're back here at the Filoil Flying V Arena, Saturday evening. Boom Gonzalez together with DJ Manotok. Happy to have you with us as we are gearing up for season 75 of the UAP. But this is the Filoil Flying V preseason Haynes Cup. Ateneo behind by 4 as JP Era misses from around 18 feet. And LaSalle trying to take advantage of that absence of the big man.
Aside from on LaSalle's offense, trying to attack the defense of JP Era, getting in foul trouble with a shallow bench of the bigs of Ateneo. On the offensive side, they can leave Era more. Of course, you can't just leave Greg Slaughter around the paint and help double team others.
Ravena gets the pick. Sumalino thought about it against Jeron Teng. Jeron challenging it. Jeron, a very physical player for De La Salle University. Revilla to Manguera. Nothing there. And Oping Sumalino with the rebound. Ryan Buenafe now getting ready to check in for the first time for Coach Norman Black. And a foul on the floor with 4:46 remaining.
Follow number 25, Jet Manguera. Ryan Buenafe for Oping Sumalino.
Well, here you are, folks, for the Ateneo fans. Here's a first look at Ryan Buenafe on TV for quite some time. Remember, he missed the whole of last year's UAP season. He's been playing here, though, in the Filoil Flying V preseason tournament. He's been fielded 5 times, averaging 16 minutes, but only 3.4 points per ball game and only shooting 28%. So trying to get his rhythm back, trying to get back in the system and the flow of things with Coach Norman Black.
And according, of course, to, as Norbert Torres denies Nico Salva entry there, according to the Ateneo guys, that they're slowly trying to get him back in physical condition. They're getting there, but they're still not happy yet. As Buenafe, we know what he can do. Right there. A big-time player. You know, every single season that he's played, he's won a championship since his high school days.
That's right. He doesn't know what it feels. He doesn't know what it feels like not to win a title.
Correct.
In the year.
There's a big-time player. And Andrada knocks down that jumper from around 12 feet to maintain the 4-point distance. Now approaching the 4-minute mark here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. Ravilla is still in the game. He's guarding Wami Chongson. Ravilla doesn't really look like the speedster that we know him to be.
Saka parang medyo maingat eh, no?
Oh.
Medyo maingat yung pag tumatalon, pag lumalanding.
But the fact that he's playing is a good sign. And I'm sure the whole La Salle coaching staff would not allow him to play.
Right, if it's too dangerous to aggravate anything.
Revilla uses the pick. Revilla with a shot fake. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Manguera, top of the circle. Nothing there. Jongso now. Looking ahead. Frank Golia, by the way, in the goal game for the very first time. 16-footer. Here's an air ball for Johnson, who plays almost 25 minutes for Ateneo so far here in this tournament. The lead is only 2 for De La Salle. Back in a moment here on Studio 23. At the blue side of things here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. Good evening to everybody watching on Studio 23. Good afternoon for those watching the replay on a Sunday. That's a block of the much talked about improved Norbert Torres and of course Ryan Buenafe with the familiar daredevil drive, getting the lead down to 2. 10-8. Teng and Buenafe. That's an interesting matchup right there.
You wouldn't say that Buenafe is the best defensive player of Coach Norman Black. Earlier, he came in for Oping Sumalino, who obviously is one of their defensive stoppers. So he had an assignment to put the shackles early on at Jeron Teng. But interestingly, on the first sub of Coach Norman, it's Buenafe, and he's checking Teng.
Correct. Teng with a curl. Overshoots that one. Torres gathers himself and able to put it up and in.
See, that's what's going to happen with Jeron Teng. If he drives, gets past his man, he will attract the help defense, and whether he finishes or not, he could open up opportunities for drop passes or even for follow-ups by his big men.
And Torres averaging a little over 9 rebounds a game in this tournament. Great crossover move, and Kiefer able to finish it. His first 2 points. Again, the lead is 2. Vosotros in the ballgame for the first time, and Nico Elorte, the former De La Salle Green Archer, is now inside for Coach Norman Black. 12 on the shot clock. Vosotros. Teng looks at the shot clock and reads 6. Teng with a strong drive.
There you go. There's one guy on La Salle side who can barrel his way, take some contact, and still have the agility to finish up at the rim, and that's Jeron Teng.
The whole family is here. Alvin, the mom, Sherrick is here watching the game as we see Buenafe turning around, fading away. Nothing there. Torres again. with another rebound. That is his third of the ball game with under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Teng calling out the play. It's Andrada, Teng, Vosotros, Torres, and Noguera. Torres, who has shown the stroke from the outside even last year, and that was probably the biggest criticism, that he settled too much.
Too many three-pointers.
Ravena, last second drop pass to Frank Gola, draws the foul, and it is from Norbert Torres, if I'm not mistaken.
But interestingly, speaking of Norbert and his outside shooting, he hasn't taken a single three-point attempt in this tournament.
It is a conscious effort, according to Coach Gia Banilla, to change the mentality of their big men, especially now with assistant coach Jun Limpot, one of the best centers that ever played in a LaSalle uniform, really guiding them apparently. As Tonino Gonzaga, right away, jacks up a jumper, nothing there. 4-point lead with a minute and 20 to play. Ladera is in the ball game for the very first time. Teng again able to get it up. No! Golia. And a foul call on Jeron Teng. Excited about his first Ateneo LaSalle game. He was tweeting about it yesterday. We were also looking forward to Mark Talio playing today, but as Tiff Atendido reported earlier, serving his one-game suspension, that fight that broke out against Mapua, while Luigi De La Paz, who has not played the last 3 games, is still nursing an injury. Greg Slaughter, for those of you just tuned in, not playing as you look at the assistant coach, Jun Limpot. Chua. Ladera to Vosotros against Del Norte. The gamble by Chua draws a foul. Bunch but Ladera. Also looking a little more trim and bulkier than last year.
Everything's a different mindset altogether for LaSalle this year. A lot of adjustments with the coaching staff, with the system. And you know, for some of these players, it's a fresh start. Fresh start with a new relationship with the new head coach, with a new system coming in as well.
Yep. Coach Gia Banilla wanted to change the culture, the mentality. He wanted to bring back the winning attitude, not only with the players, but the alumni and the school itself. Feels like there's been talk about how they have not done so well in the last couple of years as Gonzaga with a turnover. So he wanted to bring back a winning culture, a winning attitude, even in the losses. Even going as far as sitting down with each and every individual LaSalle player with him.
You know, even if you talk about the losses, even though they do have a 4-3 record right now, their losses have been close. They've only lost 3 games, 2 of which by 6 points, and 1 was only a 2-point loss.
Their loss against Mapua, San Beda, and the University of the East, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
As Mendoza overshoots that one. It's still a 4-point lead. 1 second to play. Gonzaga finds Chua. Not enough time, even if it went in. 14-10 is the score. De La Salle with the lead. What is your take on the first quarter, TJ?
Well, nice aggressive start by LaSalle. They're not settling for outside shots. They're looking for the drives. It created something for them, and the bigs have been active, getting those offensive rebounds as well, helping out, as we've been talking about. No Greg Slaughter. It's only this guy, JP Adams, so the challenge is on for the big man of LaSalle.
Anybody who stood out for you individually?
Well, we were looking at Eder Revilla. He had 4 points to start this game, and we were wondering how effective he would be. We knew he was not 100%, but looking at him and looking at his aggressiveness, he seems to be okay.
All right, and we'll get more of the action when we come back here at Studio 23. Second quarter after these. We're back with you here at the Filoil Flying V Arena for this preseason tournament called the 2012 Filoil Flying V Preseason Haynes Cup. Ateneo versus LaSalle, the final game of the elimination round. Before we get into the quarters, the number 2 team in Group A, Ateneo, behind San Beda in that section of the 9 teams. And then LaSalle at 4-3 already in the quarterfinals. But they, if they win today, they avoid the #1 team in Group B, which is National University, and they go up against San Sebastian in the quarters. Meantime, the score is 14-10, and this is what you want to see if you're rooting for the big man of De La Salle. Gotladera gathering himself to get it up and in.
Exactly. Just be aggressive. You know, no 7-footer in the paint for the white shirts.
Let's check the lineups. It's Buenafe against Webb as Buenafe draws the foul. Justin Chua, Nico Elorte, and Tonino Gonzaga together with Frank Golia as one of the big men. You wanted to say something about that?
I just saw a little bit more than what was basketball there in that one-on-one play with Buenafe and Webb. It looked like a lot of history there, missing each other. Here's a nice block by this
Gabby Torres.
Gabby Torres. From behind, this chase down block. At first glance, I thought it was Papu Paredes.
Gabriel,
Gabriel, a smaller Paredes. I mean, look at the build, the hairdo, everything, the skin tone, just about 4 inches smaller. Yeah. But he got hops too.
And for those looking for Arnold von Upstal, he really isn't in the lineup for Filoil. Remember at the start of the game, start of the season, we talked about this. He strained his hamstring.
That's right.
And it was already out, so they didn't put him in the lineup. So he's not there. As Webb misses the 3, and Chua will let it dribble out. 16-11, La Salle has maintained a little bit of distance against their arch rivals, the defending champion of this tournament, and Coach Norman Black with his drive for 5 this year, which is apparently his last year.
Win or lose.
Yep, win or lose as an Ateneo coach. Webb is joined by Gotladera, Mendoza, Vosotros, and the aforementioned Gabby Reyes from Zobel. Chua has made a living of that medium range in-between game of his. So it's 16-13, that is our score. Gotladera out, Elorte taking it, 2 steps ahead, Reyes chasing. Oh, great use of the brakes for Nico Elorte.
Smart move there by Nico Elorte.
All right, let's check in with Tiff Atendido for an injury report. Go ahead, Tiff.
Thank you, Boom. You know what? For a team who's still adjusting with their new coach and staff, it's unfortunate to have numerous injuries at this point. But coach said, you know, it's better to have them right now when there's still time to recover than during the UAAP season when the boys' fitness matter the most. Just last quarter, we saw Oda Tampos landing on the foot of Oping Sumalino, which left his left ankle sprained. It's currently being iced, and it's unsure if he can come back. But for now, it needs some resting. Now, in LA Revilla's previous ankle injury from the opening game against Sinbera, he injured his peroneal muscle group on his left ankle. Simpler put, it was an ankle sprain. But because it was recurring, the staff opted to give him platelet-rich protein injections, rest, and undergo rehab for 6 weeks. Now back to this game, despite the first quarter lead, Coach G still wants them playing more physical, emphasizing the boys cannot be out. TJ?
Excellent report, Tiff. Thank you very much for the update on both LA Revilla and Oda Tampos. So both now suffering ankle injuries, but LA Revilla will be joining the fray in a bit as Ryan Buenafe knocks down a triple. He's only shooting 20% this tournament. But you know the guy can shoot.
And he likes big games.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
He likes to step up for big games.
Well, we all remember that big 3 that he drilled 2 years ago to practically hand the 3rd championship to Coach Norman Black from the right corner court. And at that time, DJ, he was shooting 17% in the season.
He was not stroking it well at all the whole tournament.
But he shot that big one, and that's all she wrote for them for that 3rd championship. Vosotros, speaking of 3s, this is a guy who has shot the most triples, attempts at least, for La Salle at 33. Maubusan ng oras. Ito ang De La Salle University. Let's check out a Master Fast Break. Say no to soap. Wash your face daily with Master Facial Scrub. Nico Elorte. The fly-by move on Gab Reyes. Getting it up and in. We are tied, by the way, at 18 all. On Pesumal, a product of the juniors in the ball game. And Ryan Buenafe will move out. So Ravena is back, Salva is back. And Pesumal shows up for the very first time as Ravena misses on that short jumper, still tied at 18. injury ni LA. Di ba kausap nga natin dun sa warm-up. Sabi ko, may tama pa ba yung paa mo? Sabi niya, meron. As Norbert Torres uses his heft and the hop to get the bang of the bucket.
A nice quick move to the baseline, not settling to back down and take a second or two to think about his move. He just took it straight to the basket.
It is very noticeable, the additional moves in the post for Norbert Torres, giving them a 2-point lead, 20-18. Back in the moment. Back here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. Green and blue converge today, Saturday evening. Happy to have you with us for ABS-CBN Sports coverage of the Filoil preseason Haynes Cup. Clear men 3-point shot. Clear men, no dandruff, as I mentioned. Only a 20% shooter. That is his third conversion of the season out of 11 attempts as of today for Ryan Buenafe. Coming back after gone for a year for Ateneo.
And not only did he not play for that year in the UAP, he didn't even practice with the team. So he really had to work his way back into basketball shape from scratch.
Oh, look at that scramble between Reyes and Pesual at the 5:20 mark. Let's check in with Jazz Reyes from Ateneo.
Thanks, Boom. Now, this is what Coach Norman Black said in the timeout earlier. He said, you can't expect to win a home run at the start of the game, and that is true. And I think that is what the Blue Eagles was thinking about in the first quarter. That's why it was a very, very sloppy start for them. Now, apart from that, Coach reminded them that gambling with the ball needs to stop. Apart from that, their communication needs to improve. He reminded them that they can communicate not only with their mouth, but with their eyes as well. Apart from that, rebounding has been not so good, and a lot of opportunities was lost. As also, before he left the boys, he said that everybody has got to get to the board. As in lahat daw. Rebounding needs to improve. For the Ateneo fans out there, they shouldn't worry about the Eagles' hunger to win, as even before Coach Norman Black sent out his boys back to the game, they were over-eager to get back in. Even Coach Norman Black is feisty as ever, even reminding boys in Filipino just to get his message across.
Thank you, Jazz. You know, coaches would always say you can't win games trying to go for home runs. They always try to go to singles, for those single hits. The baseball, a metaphor. It's not always about home runs.
And in basketball, that means one play at a time. One
Doing the
defensive
other
stop
things.
at a time, exactly, or one good offensive set at a time.
Oh, great deflection by Revilla. Reyes to Webb. Webb finds Revilla. Thought about it, draws closer for the higher percentage shot. Doesn't get the roll. Torres gets stripped by Kiefer Ravena. Ravena says it was all ball, but a foul will be called on the Phenom.
Because they were able to attack early in that secondary break, in that transition. Ateneo was not able to match up right defensively. No box out on Torres. He was settled right in the paint where he wants to be and grab that offensive rebound. So he's been aggressive on the board as well today.
6 rebounds just to be exact. And Norman Black was talking about rebounding in that last huddle. He's out-rebounded by 7 right now, 22-15. Coach G. Abanilla, who has coached in all levels now. All the experience that he's had in the pros, in the semi-pros.
And he's been with
college
championship teams.
Yep, he's
as a
played
player,
all, yep.
as a player and as an assistant coach as well.
Sitting down with every single LaSalle player and promising them, according to him, promising them to always put them in a situation where they can excel individually and as a team. Jovet Mendoza will be credited for that great defensive stance against Nico Salva, who is the second best scorer for Ateneo on the average. Second to Greg Slaughter. Salva averaging close to 12 points a game. Revilla. Teng underneath. And that's the matchup that you were looking for. Not really in terms of them against each other, but
exactly. I'm surprised that Kiefer would be guarding him from time to time. He does give him about 2 inches and probably what, 10, 15 pounds?
second generation players, Ravena and Teng. Torres, strong drive. This is what we're talking about. We're seeing really good things about Norbert Torres or from Norbert Torres this season.
Saka walang tentativeness. Yung talagang pagtanggap sa bola, if he sees a lane, he's taking it to the basket. One strong dribble and he's going up. Wala na yung big pa, wala yung saw-saw power dribble, or as well like last year, no more of the settling for the long shots, 3-point shots or long twos.
67% from the free throw line. You're looking at the lineup of De La Salle, who are in the lead by 4 right now, rather, 22-18, without Greg Slaughter in the middle. Tap by Manguera. Kiefer Ravena today only with 2 points so far. Ravena accelerates, sets up Salva. Off the glass, nothing there. Aram is back in the lineup. More rebounding. Pick and roll play. Oh, Ravena loses it. Great on-ball defense by Manguera, leading to a fast break. Revilla with a bang in the bucket.
And he could have gone to the left side, but he knew if he went to the right, he would still get some contact. Whether he makes it or not, but lucky for him, he still was able to make that layup and the foul.
It all started in this play, DJ, where Manguera, just a great on-ball defender on Kiefer Ravena. And the lead is at its highest right now for De La Salle at 6, 24-18. Back here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. The lead is 6 for De La Salle, a chance to get it up to 7. At LA Revilla is on the line. Revilla today, very active, 6 points and a rebound.
Beyond that, beyond the points you see on the stat sheet, taking care of the ball, patiently moving that ball around, setting up his teammates. So it's been a balanced effort for LA Revilla, not just looking for his points, but also looking for his teammates.
25-18, Buenafe back in the game, got it. Ryan Buenafe today, his 8th point of the ball game, 1 triple. Buenafe averaging only 3.4. But right now, needing more production. Obviously, Ateneo does, with the absence of Greg Slaughter. Ravena.
He's been the guy consistent off the bench so far for Coach Norman Black.
2:30 to play here in the first half. Revilla stepping back. Torres blocked from behind. And the shot clock also runs out on De La Salle.
You gotta look at Ryan's face. He has got his game face
Yeah,
on.
pagpasok pa lang, he was being booed by the La Salle crowd. And he had that face on.
Yep. Look at this after the block. I don't know if you'll see his face after the block. He gives Torres a nice little stare down.
You know, some players really...
There you go.
Yeah. Some players really very competitive. They like being booed, they like being challenged or questioned even. As Salva, usually automatic from there. Today, Salva.
Yep. He's been the missing link today so far. He and Kiefer Ravena.
7 rebounds for Norbert Torres, and a 5-point lead for the guys in green. And hurrying for a substitution is Yuten Andrada coming in for Joven Mendoza.
So you're already missing the 15 points a game or 16 points a game of Greg Slaughter. But Salva's been averaging 12, Ravena's been averaging 10. And those two guys have not yet picked up the slack for the absence of Greg Slaughter, at least in terms of the points.
And for the very first time, Quinn Capascio in the ball game, averaging under 4 minutes here in the Filoil Flying V preseason AIDS Cup. Teng, a physical specimen that he is, barreling through.
Look at that. And that was not a light bump. He barged into Ryan Buenafe, who's not a skinny guy at all, and he still maintained his composure and his balance to get that shot off.
Close to 11 points a game for Jeron Teng. And a foul by Manguera. The lead is 7. That is his 2nd personal foul now. People cheering Buenafe as he continues to arm wrestle with both Andrada and Jeron Teng.
Well, anybody who gets in his way, pretty much. Anybody in green who gets in his way. Buti na hindi naka-green yung referee.
Torres loses the ball. Torres trying to get it back. Capascio saves it to the right guy. 1:24 remaining. The lead is 7 for La Salle. Ravena stymied, looking for the pick and roll play. Buenafe thought about it. Here goes that drive, that hop, sets up Johnson. Johnson, nowhere to go. Buenafe jacks up the 3. Capascio jostling for position. Great play by Johnson to save that possession. A recalibrated shot clock. Ravena again for the pick and roll. Goes to his left. Over Torres.
Tough shot. Great defense by Norbert Torres there. Just backing off just the right amount of space so that Kiefer could not go right by him. So far, Torres and the guards of LaSalle have been playing the pick and roll defense quite well.
10 seconds on the shot clock of LaSalle and a 36-second game clock. Inside to Andrada. Great pass to Torres. Torres puts it up. Nothing there. Torres again. Torres battling against 4 white shirts.
Well, if you're a LaSalle fan who has been craving for, hoping for, praying for a big dominant center who can be stable in rebounding and scoring, you're smiling right now with the way Torres has been effective and aggressive.
8 rebounds, 3 offensive. That's the third one. And you know, not putting it down against these white players. Although he got stripped there, but the basic thing that the coaches will tell you, especially against smaller players, don't put that ball down. Ravena is 1 out of 5 from the field today so far. Patay na po ang ating game shot clock. We're dealing with 19 seconds. Johnson says no, let's wait for the clock to wind down. And it is with Ravena. Ravena forces this one. Great defense again by Manguera. A lot of time for LaSalle. 5 seconds. Revilla goes to his right. Revilla puts it up. Oh, and there's a foul. There's a foul called on Wami Chongson. Second personal foul. And a chance to give them the biggest lead of the game for LaSalle. 27-20 without any time left on that clock. What defense by Manguera.
Exactly, and the defense of LaSalle altogether, make or miss these 2 free throws, they've held Ateneo down to only 20 points in the first 20 minutes. Ateneo's been averaging almost 70 points per ball game in this tournament. To hold them down to 20 is just phenomenal defense for LaSalle.
28-20 is the score. Here comes that piece of action as Revilla was fouled by Chongson. You be the judge whether there was enough contact or not. But we'll show you some highlights from the second quarter. And LaSalle able to keep distance here, TJ.
Well, they started the quarter with a 4-point lead. And they kept their composure, even though this guy had some timely shots, some key plays, offensively and defensively. But LaSalle was not rattled. They kept their heads in the game. Their guards, whoever it was on the floor, maintained their pace, maintained their composure, their spacing, and the aggressiveness of this guy, Norbert Torres. He has been a force in the middle. Points, intimidation defensively, and getting those rebounds.
6 points, 8 rebounds, a block for Norbert Torres. Good enough for an 8-point lead for LaSalle, 28-20. We'll be back with a halftime activities here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. Rolled his ankle as they came back from the States this week. So we're not seeing action today. The Ateneo de Manila University, of course, the defending champions of this tournament. But they're kind of middle of the road in terms of a lot of things. Ranking, they're in scoring, they're only number 12. Rebounding, they're not as good as as they could be at number 5. And but Coach Norman Black, he is the kind of person who wants to peak at the right time. And obviously the UAP is the big one that they want to nag.
Exactly. I mean, even looking at their numbers specifically, without having to rank them against other teams, they're not yet at quote-unquote championship form. They're shooting less than 40% from the field. Those things matter. They're only shooting 23% from three-point territory. It's not yet a balanced game that we're seeing from Ateneo, although they are coming in this game with a 6-1 record.
How about Jeron Teng, his 4th conversion from the triple area, 4 out of 11 in this tournament, and giving them a biggest lead at 31-20. Let's go to more of the LaSalle side with Tiff Atendido.
Thanks, Boom. You know what? I've been with the team for quite some time now, and it's this time that I've seen a more encouraging team. They've been clapping, standing up when anyone on the team scores. Sabi nga ni Coach G, the team has been gelling pretty well. Now, on his assessment for the first half, Coach told them that they have been playing decent. He likes the aggressiveness and the hustle. The boys were commended for being 11 rebounds ahead of Ateneo. On his adjustment rather for the second half, first, we don't always have to go for a play at likely scouted us on that, so we adjust and play smart. Second, to the big men, we have to help more. Make yourself available inside, give screens, and to the others, let's help the helper. Lastly, let's be more aggressive. We can't waste as much as 10 seconds just bringing the ball down. Boom and TJ.
Thank you very much. Tiff, of course, has been part of LaSalle. She goes to LaSalle. She's been reporting for LaSalle for quite a while, even during the dark days, as they would say, when they did not make the Final Four, and then when they barely made the Final Four. And this is what we were talking about. It's tied to what Coach Gia Vanilla talked to me about, that winning mood, winning attitude, winning culture, and she's feeling it even in the dugout and in the practices, because I know Tiff attends the practices since she does go to LaSalle, so she gets to see it firsthand.
And you know, talking about teams that win all the way, we've seen teams that have won titles that are not necessarily the most talented teams on paper, but they have been the best teams playing together with the chemistry, with the desire, with the intensity and aggressiveness.
Here's a team that knows a lot about winning championships, Ateneo, and we go to Jazz Reyes for this report.
If the fans at home are wondering what is happening to the Ateneo today, I'm afraid Coach Norman Black is also on a standstill, going into the dugout and telling the boys like Kiefer, what is happening today? Why are you playing like this? I haven't seen you play like this. Coach Norman Black took the time to screw the boys' head back into the right place, telling them that being a selfish player is highly contagious and they have to start being patient with one another and they play as a team. Now, as Coach did remind them that if they don't, they will lose. It's as simple as that. Now, earlier, Boom, you were talking about Ryan Buenafe's shape, and as of now, I can't really gauge the exact percentage of he's 70% or 80% ready and back in shape. But what I saw over practice and what the other coaches and trainers have been telling me, Ryan has not only been extremely fit, he has lost a lot of weight, he has been pushing himself also to get back in time for UAAP season. Now, it has been a gradual improvement for Ryan, but then again, the Boom, who gets someone back in shape just in a nick of time and just like right away, right?
Well, I don't know. I would not know anyone. But thank you very much. Excellent report, Jazz Reyes. And as just like in a team concept, Coach Norman Black and Ryan Buenafe, obviously they're going to try to get him to peak physically at the right time. But right now, he's the lone man saving this Ateneo squad. Jazz Reyes touched on Kiefer Ravena, only 2 points in the first half. Not only that, 1 out of 6 shooting in the first half.
Well, they're really missing Greg Slaughter, and not just his points, but his mere presence. His presence on the floor dictates the defense to always look at him where he is, to help out or sometimes even double team.
Makes you wonder, TJ, if Greg didn't decide to play
This
last year, because
right.
he had that option, right?
Yeah.
He was thinking about that. But of course, that's water under the bridge. He will be part of the lineup. For those who just tuned in, he rolled his ankle, not playing today. Luigi De La Paz for LaSalle is out. Oda Tampos injured his ankle also in the opening minutes of the game, while Mark Talio, the much talked about transferee from Ateneo to LaSalle, is out serving his suspension from that fracas that happened against Mapua. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sumalinog sets up Golia, kicks it out to Salva from 18. No, even Salva has struggled in this game. He is 1 out of 7.
And the
today.
usual looks, the usual shots of Salva and Kiefer from mid-range, they're just a tad bit strong. Most of them have been back iron.
Makes you wonder if they're also suffering from any kind of jet
Or
lag,
jet
TJ,
lag,
you know?
pagod rin from the training in the US.
Torres, strong move. Not getting the roll, and a foul underneath by Frank Golia, or is it Wami Chongson
Looks like it's a Rami.
trying to box out or block out Andrada? That is his third personal. Ryan Buenafe getting ready to check back in to this ball game, but he will have to wait. We have a timeout at the 5:52 mark of this third quarter. We're back with you here at Studio 23. Boom Gonzalez, TJ Manotoc, Tiff Atendido reporting for De La Salle, and Jazz Reyes reporting for Ateneo. Derek Alneri at the helm of this exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage. Turnover numbers, DLSU actually with more at 7, Ateneo with 5. As we look at Congressman JV Ejercito with us here in attendance. One of our gracious hosts dito sa San Juan. Ito, sa tabi natin, nandito rin yung Vice Mayor.
Former LaSalle player
That's
himself.
right. Si
Francis Zamora.
Francis Zamora, more fondly known by his teammates as Zam. As they used to call him.
Nagkasabay kami halos si Sammy, or I was 3 years ahead of him. He was on our team as well. Remember, it was a confusing thing when you call his house. Pwede kay Sam.
Baka kasi yung...
It's everybody's Sam.
Baka yung... Oh, nga pala.
Exactly.
Baka si Congressman.
Nga pala, si Francis. Oh, yung daddy
Si
ko.
Congressman. And they were talking about Francis Zamora, of course, the Vice Mayor of San Juan. In the meantime, Revilla. And a foul called there. And to the delight of the coaching staff.
There he is.
And the delight of the Vice Mayor.
And he played with that guy's cousin.
Correct.
Or Tito.
Oh.
Jason Webb.
And by the way, 2 championships. I believe he has
That's right.
2 championships with LaSalle.
He straddled the coaching of Coach Virgil. And then when Coach Franz came in, the last 2 years of his career, yun, nabutan yun.
And the coaching staff of LaSalle, as you mentioned during the first game, TJ, I mean, you're talking about Julie Pot, we mentioned already. Mac Cuan is there. Tyrone Bautista is there. Just
A
to
lot
mention
of
a few.
former LaSalle players. And
Mga kasama rin ni Coach G, di ba?
yes, and like Max, one of the younger guys here as well. And a lot of them are, you know, smart, hard-working players. They seem to fit the role of very able assistant coaches who are there to guide the players as well, give their nuggets of experience.
Chua from the elbow. Finally goes down for him. Hey, this is only a 6-point lead. As bad as Ateneo is
Exactly,
playing,
exactly.
it's only a 6-point lead for LaSalle. 34-28. A minute and 40 remaining. We are at the 3rd quarter of this final elimination game. By the way, Ateneo already at number 2, as a foul will be called on Ryan Buenafe. Ateneo is already at number 2 in Group A. LaSalle, if they win today, will meet San Sebastian in the quarters. If they lose, they go up against the number 1 team of Group B, the undefeated and much talked about National University, who also, I believe, just got back from the trip, I think today, like an hour ago. Bobby Ray Parks just tweeted that they just landed back in Manila, the National University, at number 1 of Group B. 6-point lead for LaSalle. Great setup job to Mendoza.
This is Bob Torres.
The former LaSalle Green Hills standout with a great peekaboo pass to the former NU Bullpup. Look at him force the action, set up the cut of Joven Mendoza.
Finding the angle on that pass with the defense rotating to him on the baseline, but still found that angle. Great timing as well by Joven on that cut.
Free throws have been an issue for LaSalle. Mendoza, Torres, they've missed a lot here in this game. They could have been up more, and 2 misses again for now the veteran Joven Mendoza. So it is Torres on the norte. Gonzaga is fouled by Vosotros. Porter is in the ball game now for Ateneo. That's Chris Porter, is only averaging around 3 minutes.
But he's only played 1 game.
Oh,
So this is
I
only his
believe that
second
was the
appearance.
first game, if I'm not mistaken.
This is a complete second unit on the floor for Coach Norman Black. No starter whatsoever on the floor.
And Gonzaga, as you look at Chris Porter there, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw him play the first game. If he makes this free throw, which he doesn't, their team is just down 5 with 66 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And a foul away from play, and is Gotladera called adamantly by the referee. Sinigo yata. Ponso Gotladera called for his first personal.
And this could be a critical swing.
Correct,
We've
correct.
seen games won and lost in a span of a minute and a half or 2 minutes towards the end of a quarter, which sometimes teams can overlook.
And the coaches always want to end a quarter strong, and Ateneo's looking to come close. Great defense, on-ball defense by Torres. Gonzaga splitting the double, but losing the ball. Vosotros has Chua on him, And Vosotros goes all the way to get the lead back up to 7 with 39 seconds remaining. And they don't know that the clock, all right, the clock just stopped right now.
Okay.
Salle is looking good. But Ateneo has one more quarter and 30 seconds here in the third. Elorde the step through. Draws the foul.
Smart play there by Nico Elorde. First season in an Ateneo uniform, but we know he's got some years of experience with LaSalle.
Look at Vosotros, the former San Sebastian Staglet, going all the way for the 2 on a master fast break. Say no to soap. Wash your face daily with master facial scrub. 4.9 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, with free throws awarded to the former LaSalle player, Nico Elorde. Down to 5. Torres getting his chance here. Great pick set up by Mendoza. 16 on the shot clock of the green shirts. Vosotros against Gonzaga. Gotladera asking for it against Chris Porter. 7 on the shot clock. Gotladera out to Vosotros. Vosotros likes that floater, and he gets it up and in. He has made a lot of those in his high school days. As Buenafe misses the 3, LaSalle able to answer back for a 7-point lead at the end of the third quarter.
That could really help LaSalle coming into the fourth. No matter how big the lead was cut down by Ateneo, you ended on a high note. But Ateneo, as we mentioned, Boom, as sloppy as they've played, as un-Ateneo-like, let's put it that way, especially with the absence of the usual numbers of Kiefer and Nico Salva, they have hung in there and they are within range, only down by 7 with 10 more minutes to go.
Ravena with only 6 points, 4 rebounds, but it is only a 7-point lead. One more full quarter up ahead here on Studio 23. We're back with you for the exclusive coverage of the Filoil Flying V preseason Ains Cup. One more quarter to go for the final elimination game of this tournament. And it is LaSalle ahead by 7 points, 38-31. Boom Gonzalez, DJ Manoto. The white shirts of Ateneo with Buenafe, Shua, Gonzaga, Porter, and Nico Elorde against Vosotros, Webb, who was just called for a foul, Gotladera, Mendoza, and Torres. That is Thomas Torres from the Green Hills program.
So Coach Norman still sticking with the 5 at the end of the third quarter, not opting yet to put back his starters.
So out to Buenafe. Drawing the double. Buenafe finding a way, manufacturing a shot for the bang in the bucket. And just like that, they're down 5.
Sure, a lot of people have missed that. The 1 foot vertical leap. But still getting the bang and the bucket there. True to the free throw line. Always making the smart plays. Not necessarily the most amazing athletic plays, but the smart plays.
And right now leads all Ateneo, actually all scorers with 11 points. Off the bench, by the way.
Limited time off the bench,
Yep.
exactly.
He had 8 in the first half, so those are his first points here in the second half. Oh, the defense of Ateneo cranked up a little, forcing a bad shot from Mendoza, but Mendoza works hard.
The ferocity, the fierceness of LaSalle in the paint for those rebounds, still there.
4 rebounds for him, 3 from the offensive side. The lead is back to 6. Let's go to Tiff.
Yes, Boom, alam mo, bago itong game na to, nakausap ko si Coach G. Sabi ko sa kanya, Coach, balita ko hindi daw maglalaro si Greg Slaughter. Alam mo, sagot lang niya sa akin, talaga, either way, we are prepared for this team. Just goes to show that LaSalle is ready for whoever their opponents are. Tapos tinanong ko siya, Coach, kamusta yung adjustment mo personally as a coach? Sabi niya, it's like inheriting 20 kids. I don't just want to know them as players, but personally, family nila kahit love life. Now, despite this fatherly attitude, Coach G still means business. He was not happy with the number of outside shots the boys took in the third quarter. We need to penetrate more and go for the higher percentage shots. For this last quarter, the boys in green were reminded the basics to use their fouls wisely, vary their attacks, not to forget their timing and placing, and to play team defense. Coach G ended with this game is more mental than anything, no pressure. TJ?
Thank you, Tiff. Well, their last 3 attempts, including this one, all up close. As he's been complaining about outside shots, that's Mendoza, Torres with a missed inside shot, and then Vosotros, and they get the rebound back. Ateneo coming into this fourth quarter shooting 13 of 45, while La Salle is 16 out of 50. Not a pretty number for both, but Ateneo 13 of 45.
And given that they're not shooting well from the field, in the other factors, they're not really taking advantage. We mentioned La Salle had more turnovers earlier. You don't see Ateneo fast breaks. It's La Salle who's actually been taking advantage of the turnovers of Ateneo.
Excellent point. Lead is 6. Ateneo ball. Salva and Ravena now back.
Now they're back.
Joining Buenafe. And this kid, Nico Elorte. Ravena gets it back. Chris Porter, by the way, is still in the game. Oh, that's a foul. And 2 free throws. And this is where they might be able to get back into this game.
The free throw line. Getting their points. With the clock not moving. Again, imagine how La Salle has held down Ateneo to only 34 points this whole game so far. They're averaging 67 points a game.
Well, while we have this lull, let's go to Jazz Reyes.
Play defense for 24 full seconds. This is what Coach Norman Black wants the boys to happen right now, because as he sees, for the first 20 seconds of the shot clock, they're doing and playing a full defense. But after that, they start to slow down. They start to do sloppy work. So what the boys really need to do now is to start being disciplined in what they are doing, to follow through with the defense, and then offense will follow through from that. Now the boys' mood is much different now than the other timeouts that I have seen. And not only is it Coach Norman Black reminding the boys over timeouts, but the boys themselves, like Ryan and Nico Elorte, have been reminding their teammates do this and that and start cheering them up. Now, I've mentioned earlier that it has been quite some time that Ateneo won over La Salle in the summer tournament, but I know that both players and coaches want the day to end with a win, and hopefully that happens. Whoop.
The lead is 5. Thank you very much, Jazz. Free throw shooting. Ateneo 6 out of 9, TJ. La Salle 5 out of 14. Another up-close shot. As Stefan Tendido mentioned earlier, that's what Coach G wants. Their last 5 attempts, TJ, were within 5 feet.
Right. Did you say 5 out of 14 for the free throw line?
For La Salle.
I know, that's a huge factor. Imagine if they're still up by this margin.
Look at this battle between Teng and Buenafe. Nobody giving an inch. Buenafe thought about it. Teng did not bite. And then he shoots the jumper and gets it up and in.
Talaga yung tinatawag natin kontrapelo. You don't know if he's going full steam ahead or he'll stop on a dime. Reads the defense very well. That's Ryan Buenafe for you.
Shooting 50% in this game, 5 out of 10 for Ryan Buenafe. And leading the parade at 13 points. Teng, athletic move! And hustling back for defense. Jeron Teng with 9 points of his own, DJ, for this 7-point lead, 6:40 to play in the 4th and final quarter. Who will have that finishing kick? Vosotros is on Ravena. Ravena forces the action, and again will go to the line for free throws number 10 and 11 for Ateneo.
Well, you're seeing Ateneo not settling for those outside shots, but look at this nice strong drive by Jeron Teng, getting by pretty much the whole Ateneo 5 on the floor, and no help defense there coming from Ateneo, but you got to give it still to Teng for the aggressiveness to go straight to the basket.
Pinaganda pa. Sabi nga nila.
I like our new camera angle. You can see the spacing on the floor. Thank you, Jeanette, for this new camera placement. There's the proud mom.
And our colleague during the volleyball coverages, Mozi Ravena, somewhere up there in this packed Filoil flying V arena. Yeah, he has struggled from the free throw line. He has, in the last 2 trips, at least 2 out of 4. The lead is 6. Torres again. Aram is back. Torres steps back. Sends it out to Manguera. Manguera 3 for a 3. A push by Teng on Ravena, who gives him a little smile. Great setup job. Aram unable to finish. Porter unable to finish.
Wow, 2 easy baskets there, or 2 easy shots not converted by Ateneo big men on the floor. Eram and Porter.
Ateneo's had their chances here.
Yep.
And a foul called on Ravena, holding on to the uniform of Teng. And Teng probably got hit where the sun don't shine, TJ. Kanina pa sila nagtutulakan in the previous play. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, di ba, nagkangitian kanina So I don't know if there was any previous thing that happened other than just the usual pushing and shoving. The whole Teng family is up in arms here, right across us.
Didn't see that anymore.
Alvin Teng, the dad, vehemently complaining for a much graver call. But it's out of bounds. Baseline. Set up John Torres. I think he traveled.
But you know, these guys are friends. They played together in the youth team.
For sure.
It's not like they have never seen each other or met each other.
But not when you're in uniform.
Especially when one is in blue and one is in green.
Exactly. And something at stake for LaSalle here, obviously. Adam from 17, line drives it in.
That's big. They've been pleading for that shot from the free throw line. Nikos missed a lot of them. Justin hasn't hit them as well. Ravena hasn't hit them as well.
And it's down to 4. LaSalle under a little bit of pressure here, approaching the 5-minute mark. Revilla back. Mendoza thought about it. Porter bit. Mendoza. Porter with great straight-up defense. Johnson. Porter has played a lot here in the second half, DJ.
At the end of the third and here, start of the fourth, he's still on the floor.
He's asking.
Now, pagod na siya.
For a substitution.
He didn't play the first half. At all.
4:40 remaining. 4-point lead. Teng against Buenafe. Teng going back. Cannot finish. And Eram coming away with his third rebound. Ravena puts in the move on Manguera. Manguera, great defense there.
Tough angle that Kiefer left himself there.
Oh, Teng barreling through Porter and Buenafe. Not afraid of initiating the contact. And Coach Norman Black is telling his boys to calm down.
But that's a Teng family code right
exactly.
there. Just take it strong, no matter who's in your way. I keep looking at Alvin, his dad, and his brother, Jarek, right across us, and they're like cheering every time he goes straight to the basket.
Jeron Teng this season, 78% from that area. Of course, I mentioned that.
That's your talent, buddy.
And that's the Teng
stay
family.
away from that.
It's my job. Part of my job.
Well, that's one thing that his dad Alvin was not quite known for in the pros. His free throws. Everything else he was really effective at. Defense, rebounding, points under the basket, stuff like that.
He gets into double figures with 10 points. Good enough for a 5-point lead. 1 out of 2 from the line for Jeron Teng. Johnson against Revilla. Salva is back. Eram, front court. Great misdirection play. Buenafe for 3, and he gets it to go!
That is huge.
Just like that. 2-point lead from a high of 11. Revilla. UTM from 15. Nothing there. Gets it back. Teng. Sees daylight. Puts it up and in.
JP Eram didn't know what hit him. He just saw this guy who had absolutely no fear coming straight at him. Hindi na siya nakatalon. All he did was have his hands up and Teng another 2 points there. That's big. More breathing space now for LaSalle.
What a welcome sight for LaSalle fans, huh? As Johnson gets the teardrop to drop.
We got a ball game here, folks.
Yeah. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. As we expected, Ateneo and LaSalle going at it like a boxing match. Teng asking for isolation with 8 seconds to play. Buenafe breathing heavily. Teng. That's a heat check.
Maybe not the best of
Probably
shots.
not, yep.
Might as well take his shot to the hole. That's what you did the last 3 times.
That's an excellent point, DJ. At saka yun ang lakas niya. Johnson puts it up. Torres, Revilla, doesn't have the numbers. But he's thinking about it. No lift on that ankle. Buenafe against Torres, initiating the contact, and we are all tied at 47. It is Buenafe against Jeron Teng, flexing their muscles here in the fourth quarter. Back in a moment. We're back here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. Clear men, three-point shot. Clear men, no dandruff for Ryan Buenafe. That is his second triple of the ball game. All part of the 18 points that he has. He's been breathing heavily though on that last defensive stop against Jeron Teng earlier, TJ. So mukhang ipapahinga ng kahit saglit.
Just about 30 seconds, probably 2 plays. Jazz mentioned he's not 100%. They're estimating it about 70-80%. He has lost some weight, but the conditioning is a challenge there. 18 points is not easy to do. Takes a lot of energy as well. With the banging he's been taking, he's been putting his body into the big man bodies, or the bodies of the bigs of Salle as well.
He's got an ice pack on his head and he's going to get ready to check back in the next play. Pinahinga lang siya dito sa defensive stance na to. And Norbert Torres this time, and great defense by JP Erap, tied at 47 all.
But he can only come back in the next dead ball if there's a foul.
And last 2 minutes brought to you by Bostic Philippines Incorporated, the maker of Super Volcasil. And now he's back. Just that quick blow that he got from the bench. And this is the lineup that Coach Norman Black is dealing with right now. Ravena, Salva, Chongson, Buenafe, and Erap. No Greg Slaughter, down with an ankle injury a couple of days ago. Ravena and Salva. Ravena goes up, and the lead all of a sudden switches to Ateneo, down by 11, now up by 2, 49-47. Revilla answers back.
Calling glass.
The tug of war between these two teams. Hoping Simalino getting ready to come in front in there. Here comes Ravena again. Nothing there. Torres with a rebound. And for Torres, that is his 13th rebound of the game. 49 all. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Final game of the elimination round. Revilla finds Vosotros, top of the circle, 3. No. The tap.
But look at Torres keeping it alive.
Ravena is fouled by Utien Andrada.
That could cost them. That's penalty. That could cost them. Imagine if he just let the ball go and let Ateneo set up. They would at least have a chance to play some defense on this end. But now it's 2 free throws for Kiefer Ravena with a minute to go. And if this game does go down this close, and let's say LaSalle does lose, they'll be regretting the free throws. The amount that they missed today.
We're getting the official number right now as we look at Kiefer Ravena, who has not been doing so well today, also from the line, but makes the first for a 1-point lead, 50-49, 61 seconds remaining.
Our last count was what, 5 of 16 for LaSalle, right?
That's right. Ravena for the second, focuses more, knocks down 2. He's been 2 out of 4 prior to that trip. So now a 2-point lead, and we're down to a minute here in this ball game. Ateneo, 9 of 13 from the line. LaSalle, 6 of 16 and a foul called.
And they'll be going back to the line.
Where they are shooting 6 of 16 and
10 misses.
Yep.
That's a lot.
It's Jeron Teng.
The rookie to be tested on the line with two crucial free throws here.
Like I said earlier, 78% from that area. He was 1 out of 2 in the last trip. Manguera, Torres, Teng, Revilla, and Andrada. There's a little mind game between, and a little talking between Teng and Buenafe, which has been going on since the first quarter, by the way. Teng for his second. Misses again. 7 out of 18 for LaSalle. Might be a problem for them down the wire. Buenafe is asking for the ball. 51-50, Ateneo with the lead. 11 on the shot clock. Buenafe for 3! And Edam for the offensive rebound.
That was big. That was huge right there. Differential of about 3 seconds. LaSalle should opt to foul. There they go. Kasi mahirap na yung 3 seconds na lang. Baka pag tinira yan ng last second, tapik-tapikan, ubos na yan. Oh.
Wala nang pagkakataon tumira.
18.8 seconds to go. It's only a 1-point lead. So even if he makes both, this is still a 1-possession ball game. But then again, LaSalle has not been shooting well from 3-point territory today.
18.8 seconds left. Kiefer Ravena, 2 out of 2 in his last trip on the free throw line. The biggest lead of the game for LaSalle was at 11 points. And they just crawled their way back in an ugly game, you could say, for them. Missing a lot of chippy shots, missing free throws. The field goal percentages of Ravena and Salva have been horrible. Salva 1 out of 9 from the field. But the free throws have gotten them back.
They're making their free throws and LaSalle missing their free throws. 10 misses for LaSalle today. Oh, 11 already because Jeron just missed the previous one.
While Ateneo, TJ, is 11 out of 15 right now after those 2 free throws. 18.8 seconds, only a 1-possession game. And we'll be back with a wind-up. Hang on, please. We're back here at the Filoil Flying V Arena. LaSalle is down 3. Ball possession is with them. 18.8 seconds. TJ, what do you see?
Well, a lot of time. Still go for a quick 2. But
then
if the 3 presents itself, I don't know. As well, because the cautious thing is they haven't been shooting it well from beyond the arc.
So let's see what they map up for De La Salle University. With this final under 19 seconds, that's the shot that TJ was talking about, like an overview from up top. La Salle is shooting 1 out of 13 from beyond the arc so far. Let's see what they're gonna go with. 9 seconds. Teng with a pump fake. Teng gets it to go!
How big is the rookie?
Gets it to go for his 16 points. 2 out of 14, and we are knotted at 53. Is there anything else that would surprise you about an Ateneo La Salle matchup?
And we did say a lot of people were expecting these headliners, Kiefer Ravena and Jeron Teng, have been huge in crunch time. Look at this smart play by Jeron, faking off Ravena and then drilling it, even though Ravena was still able to recover with the challenge.
That is a clear men 3-point shot. Clear men, no dandruff. Let's listen in. Coach Norman Black. Seconds. Well, we can't get a mic in there, so DJ, you can speculate on what Coach Norman Black is trying to go for here with 5.6 seconds. Obviously, I would assume you would want this to be an aggressive, an attacking play.
And then take it to the basket, you know, hold it, for about a second or two, assess what the defense is setting up, and then drive hard. It seems like he's going to have it spaced out well and have the middle open up. I would not be surprised if this goes to Kiefer and try to get him driving down the lane.
Especially Buenafe is the one
Inbounding the ball.
inbounding. So it's Ravena against Mendoza. Ravena fades away. No! And guess what, people? We are going to overtime. Buenafe with 18 points. Jeron Teng with 16, but the big triple to tie it all up with 5.6 seconds remaining. And an instant classic again here, the final elimination game of the Filoil Flying V preseason Haynes Cup. Back in a moment. Well, 40 minutes not enough for both Ateneo and Salle. So we have another 5, and Ryan Buenafe and Jeron Teng continue to talk to each other here right in front of us at the Filoil Flying V Arena. It is the final elimination game before the quarters start. Gonzalez, TJ Manotoc, TJ, yes.
So no jump ball to start the overtime. They're using the possession arrow. It's facing LaSalle, so they get first crack here.
ABS-CBN Sports giving you this exclusive coverage. Revilla, Andrada, Torres, Teng, and Manguera in there. Torres has struggled in those chippy shots that he's had. He's had a lot of opportunities. He just cannot finish, at least in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was hot in the first 3.
Manguera's done a splendid job on Ravena here. Or
Surprisingly, that he's the one who's been able to play extended minutes. Of course, remember, Tampos was injured at the first quarter.
Rolled his ankle for those of you just tuned in. The opening minutes of this first quarter. And again, for those who just tuned in, Greg Slaughter out, an ankle injury. Luigi De La Paz out with his own injury. And Mark Talio, who logs in an average of 22 minutes a game, out serving his suspension after the fight against Mapua. So 53 all and a minute already gone by here in overtime. Teng against Buenafe. This has been an entertaining matchup. Teng missing that one. Teng is 6 out of 18 from the field today. But the big triple to tie it all up earlier on. After a bump fake at that, right?
He did not have an open look. He just made himself open by faking off Ravena.
How about this guy, DJ? Really out of sync, out of his element, Nico Salva today. 1 out of 9. Buenafe again!
Oh, man.
No foul called. Almost an impossible shot. Revilla shoots the 3. Gets it to go! L.A. Revilla shooting 40% from that area. 3 out of 6 now. So at 50%. 40 coming into the game. Ravena to Era. Salva picks it up. Salva underneath, blocked and fouled. Salva just looking unconfident right now. But maybe not the word, but very tentative.
Yep, well, it's got into his head probably. Missing those 15-footers, 16-footers that he normally makes.
Supalpal pa, dalawang beses kanina.
Going back to the last play, that nice pass by Jeron Teng to the wide open L.A. Revilla. You can imagine that Jeron had that temptation to drive hard against Chong, so he had a smaller guy on him. But that's one of the things he's going to have to consider and learn really as coming into this season for Nassau. He's going to be a guy that's going to attract defense, and he can use that to his advantage to set up his teammates in the perimeter or set up his teammates for drop passes in the paint.
Salva with only 3 points in this game. DJ is averaging around 12 a game, and he's doing well though, rebounding, and 8 rebounds already for Nico Salva. Torres, strong move, blocked, gets it back, puts it up, and out!
Oh man,
wow.
How close was that?
Let's look at that again. Nico Salva called for the foul. The second opportunity. Referees letting them play, DJ.
There's a lot of contact. Look at how close that was.
And this
is right there.
And
that's the best angle.
Great angle on that one.
That's the best angle to show you how close that was to falling in.
Making a free throw.
In a 50-50 ball. Right there at the rim.
Salle is 8 out of 19 from the line as we speak. Make that 8 out of 20, but they get the offensive rebound, and Torres has been active. Torres,
The mental lapse there from Ateneo. No boxing out of the shooter. Coach Norman Black, his arms up in the air, asking his boys, wake up. Where was the box out of the free throw shooter?
how about 16 rebounds for that guy on the line right now?
Awesome effort.
But he has struggled from the charity stripe and continues to do so.
Assistant coach June Lipot, the corner screens, stood up, went to the sideline to shout something specific to his ward, who, as you've been mentioning, has been taking good care of him.
Only one outside shot for Norbert Torres today. Johnson against Revilla, that's a matchup. The lead is 4 for LaSalle. And again, Ateneo will try to play catch-up here. Ravena, short. Manguera really face guarding him, sticking to him. The expression is sticking to him like a bad t-shirt. Clinging onto his body. Teng! No! Ravena scavenging for that rebound. And Ravena also breathing a little harder here at the 2-minute mark, 2:05 of overtime. Johnson finds Chua from 16. Oh boy.
Great defense by LaSalle. The last 3 possessions of Ateneo forcing them to outside shots.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Bostic Philippines Incorporated, the maker of Super Volcasil. The fatigue factor already playing its role here in this overtime period as Torres continues to work. With 1 second on the shot clock, he will go back to the line. This is what you want to see from this guy, regardless of how he's shooting from the free throw line.
Take it strong to the basket. You have the widest body on the floor. And I cannot forget Coach Norman saying earlier he wants his boys to play 24 seconds of great defense. Unfortunately, that was only 23 seconds and another foul given up.
Back here, Studio 23, after these. Four-point lead for Jeron Teng. And the rest of the De La Salle University Green Archers here in overtime.
And look at the rookie pulling his teammates together on the floor. Getting them together as a rookie alone, showing some leadership qualities already.
In the meantime, Norbert Torres shooting free throws 10 and 11. He is 5 out of 10 from the line right now.
So out of the 12 misses of LaSalle, if I'm not mistaken with the total count, he's had 5 of them.
He's gone to the line a lot. And it's a good sign again because he's totally aggressive. 5 out of 11 from the line. 5-point lead. The problem is Ateneo's not been scoring. Only 1 point in overtime so far. Ravena. Buenafe for 3! Over Jeron Teng!
And he's asking for the foul as he got bumped and hit the deck.
These two guys battling. 21 points for Buenafe, 3 triples, 16 for Jeron Teng. And the lead is back down to 2 again. 59-57, Torres begging for the ball against Chua. Goes to his strong side again. And another miss for Torres, but no foul this time. Chua with a recovery. Coach Norman Black asking his guys to attack. Ravena, Chua underneath.
Nice find by Kiefer on that pick and roll. It's been rare to find the guy rolling to the basket in this game for Ateneo because the way LaSalle has played the pick and roll defense, played and covered the passing lanes as well. But look at this
Line drive.
brave three-pointer.
Straight down the pipe in the face of Jeron Teng. Buenafe with 21 points, his 3rd triple of the ball game. What an amazing boxing match between him and the rookie. In the meantime, in the spotlight, Justin Chua, 92% from that area.
Did you say 10?
11 out of 12.
Magaling ka talaga.
Coming into this
Ang
game.
galing mo. Iba talaga yung talent mo. You should do a study of that.
And he misses two.
Man.
You know, I'm thinking he's really tired. He's been breathing hard.
And he's been banging bodies underneath with the big guys of LaSalle, specifically Torres.
After shooting 92%, he misses two. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the lead. Might prove crucial. 30 seconds. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Torres. Again, favoring that side. Nahuli siya ni Ravena. Ravena against Teng. Ravena puts it up.
Oh,
no!
tough shot. That was a tough shot to make.
16 seconds. Banguera with 13 seconds and a foul is called.
Well, it was a one-on-one fast break between Kiefer and I think it was Jeron Teng.
Norbert Torres, I think, has a little bit of the cramps right now.
Here's
Let's look
that
at
fast
this.
break. Yeah, it was against Jeron. No angle to the basket. Good defense by Teng, not fouling him.
Yeah, that's a great.
He just went for the wild hook shot there.
And LA Revilla, still a one-possession lead.
This ain't over. Remember, it was Ateneo who had that three-point lead.
Correct.
With time winding down, it was LaSalle who had to beat the buzzer with a three-pointer by Teng to put this game over.
I'm not going to talk about percentages now. As
and
Revilla
there's a
misses.
foul.
Oh no!
There's a foul. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for Ateneo.
That's right, because
You
the lead
might
is
want
still
to go
three.
for a three
Because
with
the lead-
11 seconds to go.
You're right.
That's his third.
Because the philosophy sometimes of some coaches is, do you allow the opposing team to take a three, or do you foul them, put them on the line, and just go for at least 2 points? And eto, walang instruction,
Wala
pero
naman,
nangyari.
I mean, typically in that situation, you talked about a lot of variables, factor in timeouts available,
correct.
And things like that.
Now remember, Justin Chua just missed 2 free throws in the last trip. 11.2 seconds. Tension-filled free throws. And he makes the first one.
That's big. So it's now a two-possession ball game.
You mean a one-possession?
Oh, one-possession ball game. Oh, sorry. Sila pa yung nagkakapon.
Yes.
Nadulig ako for a split second there.
60-58.
Chua.
Wow, missing 2 earlier, knocking down 2 right now. So this is just 1 point, 11.2 seconds. We will try to listen in to LaSalle.
They just need a crucial inbound and get the best free throw shooters on the floor.
You're right.
Because they're going to foul for sure.
Coach Giovanni.
Can't get any audio, so if you're Ateneo, you have an option probably for the first 3 seconds to try to go for a hard steal. Here's the timeout of Coach G.
Jeron here. Almond.
Well, crunch time coaching as well. A big test for the young players, a big test for the young coach, Coach Giovanni, going up against four-time coach or champion coach Norman Black.
The practice sessions.
Yep.
Coach Giovanni.
Well, from what we saw, he drew up there. Just wants good spacing. Wants everybody available to get an inbounds pass.
But if you're Coach G, you don't want Norbert Torres getting this free the ball. That's the foul call. Filoil, they obviously trying to go for a steal first.
Yung go for the foul na hampasin mo na malakas na in case hindi ka tawagan, baka makuha mong steal. May mga ganun talaga eh. So now situational subs for Coach Norman. Bringing in some guys who can take the three.
Jeron Teng, in his last 2 trips, missed 2 out of 4 in the last 2 trips. So we'll see. Regardless, even if he makes both, still a 1-possession game. And he makes the first. So that's 12 of 27 for LaSalle as a team. A lot of time here in overtime. Misses the second. And it goes to LaSalle.
And guess who kept the ball alive?
Norbert Torres.
He just had a hand in there, tapped it up and outward to his teammates, and kept possession for LaSalle.
And Norbert Torres with 18 rebounds in this game.
Wow. I give him 18 and a half for that tap out. Here's the problem. You got the defensive specialist, Noguera, let's put it that way. That's why he got a lot of minutes a day.
By the way, TJ, those are his first 2 free throws
The whole summer.
in the whole tournament.
The whole tournament. Is like an unfamiliar free throw line.
Exactly. Bisita siya dyan. But he makes the second. Good enough for a 3-point lead. 5.7 seconds, no more timeouts. Ateneo needs a 3-point play or a 3-point shot. Ravena takes it. No! And LaSalle will face San Sebastian in the quarterfinals as they win over their arch rivals. For Ateneo, they're still safe at 6-2. They will go up against FEU on the other side. No bearing game for them, but you don't tell that to the Ateneans.
Oh, you don't. You do not. And you know Ateneo wants to win this game as well. No matter what is at stake, it's LaSalle. And you saw that shot. He had pretty good line. Just a little strong. Just a little strong. Had a good look there. Kiefer could have put this game into double overtime, but credit to LaSalle, weathering the storm of the horrible free throw shooting that could have lost in the game, but still hit the big shots, and again, actually the big free throws and the big hustle plays.
And the big rebounds, 62-45.
Wow.
Advantage for De La Salle in the rebounding department as Nico Elorte says hi to his old teammates. LaSalle really took advantage of the absence of the big man, Mr. Greg Slaughter.
And as well, I'd say quote-unquote absence of Nico Salva.
Okay.
Wouldn't play the usual Nico Salva today because
1 out of 9.
the offense affected the other parts of his game. It affected his defense. It affected, you know, his ability to be part of the whole rhythm of the team on the court as well. So, you know, without those two guys playing their usual game, they were able to pounce. But nothing to take away from the big improvements of the big men of LaSalle. Norbert Torres in particular, as I mentioned, 18 and a half.
Rebounds,
big rebounds today. And the points, and of course, the rookie, who just gave it his all today.
And he was the one responsible for sending this game into overtime, by the way. Talking about Jeron Teng, he had his own mini battle with Ryan Buenafe in the 4th quarter. And he was the one who came up with impossible-looking shots. He manufactured a lot of circus shots for LaSalle. A lot of drives, a lot of barreling through, and the big 3 to send it into overtime, and a couple of free throws to give them a little breathing space against this last-ditch stand of Ateneo. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. Ateneo without Greg Slaughter, and, you know, coming back from the United States, still came back from an 11-point lead, DJ, and made a game out of
And
this.
they had a chance to win it in regulation. They
They
were
did.
up by 3 with just one more defensive stop to make, but they were not able to stop that huge triple by Teng to put this game into overtime. But, you know, a good comeback at the end of the second half, but still, what a battle we saw. What a battle we saw today.
And what a game for that kid. 17 points,
Awesome.
2 rebounds, 1 steal. And of those 17 points, 2 triples. The big one at the end. The finals will be on June 12. So matagal-tagal pa tayong magsasala dito kung sino ang magpa-finals. But LaSalle will go up against San Sebastian and Ateneo will go up against FEU.
Exactly. So not an easy task right away for Ateneo, even though they are second place in this division of theirs. They're going up against FEU on the other side. It's not going to be a walk in the park for them at all. And if they win that, and if NU wins that other side, you could see an NU Ateneo semifinal right away.
San Beda at 8-0 in Group A, and NU 8-0 in Group B. They are the dominant teams so far. But this game, really, another classic that you can chalk up in the history of Ateneo versus LaSalle. For TJ Manotoc, Jazz Reyes, Tiff Atendido, Direk Alneri, and the hardworking men and women behind ABS-CBN Sports, I'm Boom Gonzalez. Thank you for watching here on Studio 23.